Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TheWrap's Drink with the Stars. I'm Greg Gilman, and today I'm having knocking back some drinks with Thomas Dekker, star of Backstrom at Riviera 31 at the Sofitel Hotel in Los Angeles. How you doing, dude? Thanks for joining us.
Great. That was a very smooth intro.
Wasn't it? So you play Detective Backstrom's roommate, or Detective Backstrom, if you don't know, is Rainn Wilson from The Office. You are his roommate. You are his openly gay roommate, Valentine, who's also an openly criminal.
Yes, that is, and a punk rocker and an ex-prostitute, well, he's still a hustler, I guess, but now in a different kind of way. Yeah, and he's just this really kind of strange mashup of different character traits.
So he's had kind of a rough life.
Yeah.
He's been on a journey here.
Yeah.
I was curious, going into this character, how much of it is on a page and how much of it did you bring in to kind of bring the edge of this character?
It's very specific in this situation, because what happened was the character initially in the original sort of version of the show was supposed to be this kind of recurring, not every episode, in and out, purely comedic, wearing pastels, kind of just more like the flamboyant jokester, right? To up the to make it a little less heavy and a little less dark.
Yeah.
But when I read the character breakdown and saw this stuff about living on the street and a little bit of how he and Backstrom know each other, I kind of did that thing, which is a very, I guess, arrogant thing of an actor to do, where I just said, well, screw the breakdown, I'm just going to do what I want with it. And so I was the only one in the audition that went in with the mohawk and the eyeliner and the leather and the whole kind of boy with the dragon tattoo thing that I thought was just an interesting juxtaposition to his flamboyant comedy side. And turns out I thought they'll either love it or hate it, and they actually loved it. And so the character became a complete collaboration between Rainn Wilson, myself, and Hart Hansen, our showrunner, and it's amazing how much of the show, the scenes between Rainn and I are improv, and how much freedom we've had with it.
Wow, that's really cool. So you went in the show and you got to shape the character.
Very much
which
so. It's very rare. It's like unheard of in TV.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of that in like indie movies, but on TV it's usually very regimented.
Where is Valentine at in the show now, and where is he going?
Well, we're kind of, this is episode 5 that's airing this week. This is sort of the turning point, I feel like, where we get a lot more information about Valentine's past. There's a very dark experience that he went through that sort of is connected to the murder case that they're solving of the week. And then from there, we really delve into how these two very seemingly opposite characters, but very similar characters, I think, came together. So we really start delving into the backstory. We get to meet my mother, who actually is played by an actress named Lolita Davidovich that I've done 2 other films with.
Oh, nice.
Which
a little
is
reunion.
Random, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we can't get away from each other. So yeah, just a lot more of his story, which is kind of what I think makes him interesting. Now that we've established that he's a funny thief and a petty criminal, now we can kind of get into the depth, which there's not much depth, but he has some.
Okay. What's it like working with Rainn Wilson, Dwight Schrute from The Office? Was that a dream come true or what?
Well, Rainn despises the fact that I've never watched The Office, which it wasn't a conscious choice. I just never did. I'm very, very picky with my TV shows, and when I told him that, he was doing that. He was pretend devastated, but I think he actually was deep down.
Maybe.
I think he was crying inside. But he'll get over it.
When you're on for 8 seasons, maybe they just assume
I'll give it a whirl. Look, if we're picked up season 2, I'll watch The Office. No, Rainn and I, we knew it was a good sign when everyone on the crew kept asking how much time we'd given to creating our chemistry, because we hadn't.
Okay.
Because we literally met the day we did our first scene, like minutes before we rehearsed, but it was just there. He and I have a very similar dark sense of humor, and we're both heinously cruel to each other, like all day, but in the most loving, brotherly, familial way.
So that's interesting. Did you guys try to? I would imagine, since you're buddies in the show in a sense, you try to build that chemistry, but just waited.
It just happened very naturally. But we talked a lot about our characters' background and our characters we talked specifically about what our characters mean to one another, but. Chemistry-wise, it was very natural. It just sort of happened, and like I said, we just make each other laugh all day by being really rude to each other. And that is, I would say, because I've been asked a lot lately, like, what is me in the character and what is not in the character? I'd say the number one thing that is me in the character is just the interaction that he and Rainn have and that I and Rainn have. Obviously, Rainn is not Backstrom and I am not Valentine, but there is a similar, very loving, very mean humor.
Mean-spirited
about us.
humor,
Yeah,
but it's all
in love.
It's all in love.
We were texting for like 2 hours last night, so. And we finished in November, so we're still hanging out.
Nice, very cool, very cool. So, last but not least, any word on is Backstrom renewed? Any word on that?
Don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
But it's looking good.
All right, nice.
So if you tune in, if you want to.
Tune in, Backstrom fans. Tune in.
Thursdays at 9.
All right.
On Fox.
Thanks so much for joining us, dude.
Thank you, my friend. And thanks for the
care.
drink. I'm not paying for it.